Digital Citizenship 2023. What is digital citizenship? This short video will answer that question. When you own and use a digital device, you become a citizen of a connected worldwide community. Being a digital citizen affects your rights and responsibilities. You can quickly assess your status in the online community with these 5 traits. Ask yourself, as a digital citizen, am I inclusive, informed, engaged, balanced, and alert? Number 1, to be inclusive means I engage with others online with respect and empathy. Being inclusive means I think before I post. I consider what might be offensive to others and reflect upon what my digital footprint says about me, as you'll discover in this next short video about something a football player posts. Maybe you didn't think about it, but definitely heard about it afterwards.
It may seem like just a picture or a video,
Hey man, you coming? I'm coming, bro.
but once sent, you can't take it back. Digital information lasts forever, and you have absolutely no control over who will share it or who will see it.
Nice pick. Get on the bus.
Your teachers, your friends, your parents, or worse.
Very sexy. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, real sexy, bro.
It could end up in front of anybody. You really never know.
Nana? Nana?
Hey, you got any more of those sexy pictures, man? Some of those sexy pictures. I got some money.
Hey! I straight.
Think before you send. It only takes one picture to change your life.
So what's your name?
My clients are going to love you.
Ooh, save yourself the embarrassment and think before you post. You know, more people who don't think it's funny or cute have the potential to view your post than you realize. You don't need negative allies. When you hit send, don't intend to offend, choose to include. What does my digital footprint say about me? Am I the kind of person who thinks of others and makes them feel valued and included? Or am I the kind of person who doesn't recognize the harm I cause by what I post? Think about this. If it comes out of your phone or computer keystrokes, it's as good as having come out of your mouth. Number 2, to be informed means I evaluate the accuracy, perspective, and validity of online information. Being informed means I evaluate sources for credibility and bias. I consult multiple sources and don't put all of my trust in just one. I cite sources correctly and completely, and I respect copyright and the ethical use of media. I evaluate sources for credibility and bias. Think about this. Most people are discerning shoppers when it comes to selecting clothing from a store or food from a menu. We have standards and expectations of quality. If it's not a good fit or doesn't meet your needs, we put it back and continue shopping. But when it comes to sources, do we always check authority, perspective, claim, and evidence, among other criteria you may use for determining source quality? Consult multiple sources. Are you diversifying the media and the type of each source you find? Not everything that supports your claim has to be an article. Consider the voices that are rich in academic journals, or the power of a statistic, a data table, a chart, a photograph, an infographic, the personal stories you would get from an interview or something in a documentary, new sources like a podcast or an authoritative, credible blog, and always remember the powerful information you can find in a print book. I cite sources. Why? Well, to answer the question, where did you get that? And how? In the proper formatting style. Ask your teacher which style they prefer for that assignment. And if you need help, we recommend using Noodle tools. Come to the library and we'll show you how to use this program to organize your citation information. Respect copyright and the ethical use of media.
When we go on the internet, it's common to scroll through other people's images, videos, writing, and artwork. We might even want to use them for projects in school or at home. And we might think, I found it online, so it's mine. But that's not the case. We can't treat things we find online like a free-for-all. The good news is that there are legitimate ways to use material we find online. But first, we need to be aware of 3 concepts: copyright, public domain, and fair use. Why is all of this so important? For one, there are legal reasons for protecting everyone's creative work. And there are also ethical reasons to give credit to the people who create the things we see and find online. Let's start with the legal reasons why we should think twice before copying and using someone's work. The first is copyright. Copyright is a legal protection that creators have over the things they create. Copyright requires people to get permission before they copy, paste, alter, or share what someone else has made. Most things that we find, download, and copy and paste from the internet are copyrighted. This means that the people who created them own the content and have a say in how they're used. But that doesn't mean that everything on the internet can't be used. Some creators indicate that their content is okay to be used by others, and other content might fall under what's called public domain. Let's look at what public domain means. When we search for content that's in the public domain, it means these creative works are not copyrighted and are free to use without permission by anyone, however they want. According to US law, some content becomes available as public domain after a certain number of years have passed since its creation. There are also specific images and documents published by the government that are considered public domain. So, when in doubt, search public domain to find a ton of things that are totally free to use. Now, if we want to use a photo, a video, music, or other content that's copyrighted, there are still a few things we can do. We can simply reach out and ask the creator for permission. Many creators are happy to give permission to reproduce their work, as long as they're given credit. The third concept to take advantage of is called fair use. Fair use allows us to use copyrighted work without permission, but only in certain ways and in specific situations. These conditions involve 4 areas to consider: amount, purpose, nature, and effect. First, we can only use a small amount of the original work. This means someone can't copy the whole copyrighted song in their dance video, but they can use a short clip of it. Second, there has to be a new purpose in the project, meaning that we transform the original work into something new and different. Next, it's easier to claim fair use if the nature of the original work is non-fiction or based in fact, rather than creative or fictional. And finally, we need to ask ourselves whether the effect of the new work negatively affects the creator or the value of the original content. For instance, are we charging for or making money off someone else's work? Claiming fair use is determined on a case-by-case basis, but it's more likely acceptable if it's 1, for schoolwork and education, 2, for criticizing or commenting on something, 3, for news reporting, or 4, for comedy or as a parody of something. We can think of fair use kind of like a square, and ask ourselves, is it fair and square? So that's the legal stuff. But let's not forget the ethical considerations when using content found online. Think about it. If you created something original and put it online, wouldn't you want others to give you credit for your work? What if they changed it or made money off it and no one knew you were the original creator? that's just not right. So remember, when we go online in search of things to use, keep these 3 concepts in mind: copyright, public domain, and fair use. We're all creative thinkers and creators, and it's always important to give credit where credit is due.
Number 3. To be engaged means I use technology for civic engagement and to be a force for good. Being engaged means that I'm involved in campaigns for positive social awareness. An example of this is Braden Hager and the Illinois Media Literacy Law. Yes, you can affect change. NCTV 17 reported last fall, Naperville Central High School graduate Braden Hager helped create legislation which helps students weed through fact and fiction within the media. Thanks in part to his efforts, this school year, Illinois became the only state in the country that will require all public high schools to have a unit of media literacy in their curriculum. That was his vision, so that people would know how to interact and use social media in a positive way. Positive engagement. Also, follow people or organizations for causes that you believe in. What hashtag are you contributing to or following that is a positive social awareness campaign? I create positive social media posts.
Hello, my name is Elena. I'm 14 years old and I'm from Russia, Bulgaria. My question is, what are the benefits of social media? This question is important to me because lots of people consider social media unhealthy.
We see it all the time. There's loads of stories around about how bad social media is for us and how large parts of our lives are in the hands of a few massive companies. I'm cybersecurity reporter at the BBC, which means that a big part of my job is holding these big companies to account. I spend a lot of time looking at the negative sides of social media, and I pretty much take the positives for granted. So getting this question is actually really good for me because it can remind me of all the good things that have come about since social media was invented. I grew up in a time before social media, not quite that long ago. We still had mobile phones and the internet, but it wasn't quite like it is now. Everything was much slower and much more difficult. People still mainly communicated by phone call, which means that if you made plans, you had to stick to them. Or you could leave your mate waiting in the rain. And now we're more connected than ever. Most of us are spending time every day with our friends online and sharing our lives with people across the world. If you're feeling isolated or lonely, or if you feel like there's something you need help with, you can find a community through social media who can share their experiences and help you out. All this communication can lead to a greater understanding of each other and also bring some real change. It's hard to imagine something like the climate strike movement spreading as far or as fast as it has without social media. It helped amplify the voice of a 15-year-old activist in Sweden, so she's been heard around the world. And there are some pretty direct benefits too. Tools have been made that encourage people to make the world around them better, whether that's by giving money, telling your friends and family you're safe, or by donating blood. In fact, this alone has led to more than 50 million people becoming blood donors around the world, literally lifesavers. So there really are some great benefits to social media, but it's still really new. These apps are emerging technologies, and when things affect the way that we live and work and do things as much as social media has, it takes a long time to work out what the knock-on effects could be. It's probably up to the next generation to work through some of these problems, and hopefully, if they do a good job, we'll be talking a lot more about the positive side of social media in the future.
Pause the video here for a short discussion question. How do you use technology for good? Number 4. To be balanced means I prioritize my time and activities online and offline. To be balanced means, yes, the fear of missing out may be real, but there are strategies to avoid that feeling. Don't perpetuate online drama. Avoid dangerous trends like TikTok challenges. And social media use does not dominate my day or overshadow other activities or relationships. According to the Pew Research Center, in a survey conducted in the spring of 2022, teen girls are more likely than teen boys to say social media has made them feel overwhelmed by drama, excluded by friends, or feel worse about their life. Look at the statistics. 38% on average of US teens feel overwhelmed because of all the drama. 31% feel like their friends are leaving them out of things. 29% say they feel pressure to post content that will get lots of comments or likes. And 23% say that social media use and exposure makes them feel worse about their own life. Check out this next video, as teens reveal their experiences and the balance between social media and their social lives.
I check my phone a lot.
More than I can count.
I check it usually when I wake up in the morning.
Before school, on the bus ride to school.
During school.
A couple times each class.
At lunch.
Probably check it at break. After school.
Walking home.
While I'm doing homework. I'm constantly checking my phone until I go to bed.
I have definitely been emotionally affected by social media, maybe even depressed, but it's hard to say which causes what sometimes.
Sometimes when I'm sad, I like to communicate with my friends on social media, and that really makes me feel less lonely.
I never really feel depressed or anything like that, just because there's always somebody to talk to and always somebody that's there for you. That's kind of a good thing about social media.
On social media, you can talk to people, but like you can't really get your emotion across. I sometimes wish that it wasn't a thing so I could just hang out with my friends and play basketball or do other things like that.
After getting my phone, in-person interactions, it's been replaced by text and call and FaceTime.
Yeah, when I do my homework, my phone is normally next to me, and I definitely do check it, and sometimes I get sidetracked. If my parents saw some of the things that I saw on social media, I think they would be very shocked.
I've heard racist and sexist comments in comment sections.
There's a lot of bullying, obviously, that goes on online, which is horrible.
They will comment something rude with language that is offensive, and people make it very personal and hurtful. They just want to invalidate you and your feelings.
I don't really wish for the days when I didn't have my phone because it gives me so much stuff that I cherish.
The thing I love most about social media is to stay connected with my friends.
Over spring break, I broke my phone and I didn't have it for a week and everyone thought I was dead. It was just so impossible to contact me.
I like to make artwork and write, and so sometimes I'll use that as a platform to display my art.
I think I really enjoy social media when I am discussing issues with like-minded people or talking about things I'm very passionate about.
I think it's a mixture of everything that's on social media that makes it so cool. There's the Snap shows, there's Snapchat streaks.
It's just something that's a habit to do when I get on my phone.
It's something new, it's always exciting, it keeps your attention, and that constant turnover of adding new things definitely contributes to the amount of time people spend on it.
Are you experiencing the fear of missing out? Think about this. What people post on social media as updates to their lives or story isn't what they do all the time every day. Avoid that feeling of missing out by stepping away from your devices for a little while and soak up more interactive or recreational experiences. Pause the video here for a discussion question. What are some ways you can balance your use of social media? Number 5, to be alert, means I know how to be safe online and create safe spaces for others. Being alert means I keep personal information private and protected. I identify filters and manipulated images or data. And I use strong passwords for different accounts and change them often. Are you alert enough to recognize attempts at phishing for information? How to keep your financial information safe? Cyberbullying, cyber stalking, identity theft, and how your data is being used by app or site owners. If you're not sure if something is cyberbullying or not, check out this next video that helps you answer that question.
Cyberbullying happens when someone posts or shares harmful or mean content about someone else on the internet, social media, apps, texts, video games, or digital devices. Take this example. Maddie took a screenshot of her classmate Shonda's photo from social media. She then used an app to make Shonda look like a monster in the photo and added some insulting words. After sharing it in a group text, some classmates replied with hurtful, mean comments about Shonda. Others laughed and shared it with others. Is it cyberbullying? Yes. Maddie wanted to embarrass Shonda, and by doing so, she encouraged others to do the same. What can Shonda do? Take screenshots of the cyberbullying. It's painful, but Shonda needs to document what happened in case it happens again. Shonda can also block the group texts. She should tell what happened to an adult she trusts. Together, they may want to report what happened to the school. How about this one? Malcolm plays multiplayer video games online with people he only knows through gaming. A few of them have added him on social media. One player, Lucas123X, or Lucas, used to chat with him a lot while playing, asking a bunch of personal questions. Malcolm answered and didn't think much about it. But one day, Lucas posted all kinds of personal information about Malcolm on social media, mixed in with lies and comments about his ethnicity and gaming skills. Is it cyberbullying? Yes. Lucas was trying to harm Malcolm and his reputation. What can Malcolm do? He can take screenshots of the posts and block Lucas on social media. What Lucas did may have also violated the rules of the social media site and the gaming platform. Malcolm should report Lucas's behavior to the sites. He can also avoid a game if he knows Lucas is one of the players. Malcolm can tell an adult about what happened. Together, they can help determine if they should report it to the police. And remember, never give out personal information to strangers. Here's another one. Jaden and his friend Dylan were having fun, kidding around after school. Jaden took photos and posted them online. One photo showed Dylan making a weird face, which they both found funny, but other kids who saw it started posting mean comments about Dylan's face in the photo. Dylan was upset by the photo and the comments. Is it cyberbullying? No. If Jaden didn't mean any harm and he's willing to delete the photo, it is not cyberbullying. If Jaden doesn't delete the photo after seeing the negative comments being posted about his friend Dylan, he could be contributing to cyberbullying though. What can Dylan do? He can ask Jaden to remove the post and, in the future, to ask permission before sharing photos of him. If Jaden is a friend, he'll respect Dylan's request, apologize, and delete the photo. For more information, visit stopbullying.gov.
Our words are powerful.
Each day we have choices on and offline.
Our words are powerful.
We can choose to defy hate.
Defy hate.
Defy hate. Defy hate.
Choose not to judge others.
Choose not to put people down.
Not to add to the hurt, anxiety, and loneliness.
Instead, we can dare to love.
To love.
Love.
To love.
Love.
Dare to love.
Love ourselves.
And show love, compassion, and respect for others.
With our words and our actions.
Let's put an end to cyberbullying.
Together.
For support and to learn more, go to cybersmile.org.
Pause the video here for a quick discussion. What cyberbullying and or cyberstalking have you encountered online, and what was done about it? A digital citizen is someone who is inclusive, informed, engaged, balanced, and alert. Check these 5 traits to assess your status in the online community and own the responsibility for making a positive difference. Seek out additional information to learn more and ask a trusted adult if you need help.